My friend Jeff sent me a news story with the following headline, and here it is. You can see it. Trump to introduce Mideast peace plan at UN General Assembly. So I looked at this headline. It's per a Palestinian media source, and I have not been able to confirm this anywhere else as of today, which is August 23rd. So not only that, but of all the leaders who are talking about this peace plan behind closed doors, none that I can find are Palestinian. And it's not a surprise because, if you recall, Mahmoud Abbas has refused to discuss any peace since President Trump has recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Now, this is not a surprise because we see from Charlene's treaty signing vision from January 13th of this year. I'm going to quote it, a little bit of it. I saw President Trump standing behind and seated I'm sorry, let me say this. Let's look at the names in this vision. I saw President Trump standing behind and beside a seated Prime Minister Netanyahu at a very lovely and large, like meant for a king type, table, who was signing what appeared to be an important document. There were flashes going off, and I could hear them as journalists were continuously taking pictures. Then a certain dignitary walked in from my right and proceeded to shake President Trump's hand. He was Arabic in appearance, wearing a white robe and a checkered type head covering. He had a short, dark beard. It was a side profile, and I didn't recognize him. Interestingly, I saw Trump's son-in-law standing in the corner from the table. Beside him stood a man shrouded in darkness, a man of mystery. Okay. So we aren't seeing all of those at the signing, obviously, but at this table, Netanyahu is signing a document, and there's an Arab man who's shaking Trump's hand. So supposedly the Arab man is part of the negotiations. Kushner is also in the vision, and then there's this man of mystery. And from her June vision of this year, we see this. I went down the stairs to the visions area, greeted my friend, and joined the others as always. It opened up with a jet circling a city as if to wait to land. I recognized Tel Aviv, Israel, and the Mediterranean Sea. I understood that dignitaries were converging in Israel. Then the scene changed as I saw Trump speaking on the phone in the upper left corner of the screen. This is in her vision. And Kushner walking and talking on his cell phone on my right. Then I noticed the background blurred as if I wasn't supposed to see it. I understood that the man of mystery was somehow involved. The thought that Mr. Kushner is inadvertently being used by the man of mystery came to mind. It is my understanding that there is some kind of influence going on with Kushner, pardon me, by the man of mystery, even if he's not in the picture. And we believe this is the Antichrist she's seeing in this vision. Okay. It's possible that during Trump's speech of September 25th at the United Nations, if there is one, that he will reveal the peace plan. To me, this in essence means that the United States is 100% behind the splitting of Israel, God's promised land. To this people, this is a sign for me. This is like big sign number one. If Trump actually goes through with this, no matter what words he uses, if he's saying he has a deal to split Israel, then we need to start watching the skies for the color change. My stomach did flip-flops because with this plan and this headline, this is what we are to look for. Now, I remember in the past hearing so many things about the month of September. The rumors last year of a peace plan being presented was in September. It's just constantly hearing about September for several years. And if I'm not mistaken, September 25th is Sukkot, Feast of Tabernacles, the holiest day of the year for the Jews. So for us to set, and I say us as in the United States, to say, hey, we're your big friend, but you know what, it's time to split, that is historically and divinely a no-no. So we need to keep our eyes open. If this actual speech is made, then it will be the season of harvest. And what better time in the fall? Now, I want to give you some more encouraging things. This got me very excited. I felt prompted to reread Lisa's visions. So I was reading through those, and this is a little excerpt. When I called Lisa, this is going to be exciting for some of you that know. When I called Lisa, she was having a vision that she'd had many times in the past. Now, if you've read Lisa's visions with me, then you know that I used to call her on the phone while she was having the visions. I could hear it in her voice. It was totally different than when she would talk normally. So this is when she's in her heavenly mansion, this particular vision, and including she was even with some deceased loved ones. So one thing we didn't share about the vision at the time was that the turkey was on a kitchen counter. There was a turkey. Lisa has clearly seen many times an island countertop in the kitchen with a turkey sitting on top of it. We didn't want to talk about it at the time because it seemed like it pointed to Thanksgiving. And we know that the bride is everywhere, all around the world. She's not just in the United States. So we didn't really want to push that this was the United States. But this is in heaven. And as you can see by reading, we understood that Lisa felt during the vision that it's a holiday in heaven. She was in heaven in this vision, and it's not about the United States. It was about a holiday season in heaven, not just one particular day. So she said that these people were celebrating this day with turkey in heaven. So now the part that surprised me, you know how you read the Bible 10 times and then you read the same verse and there's something that stands out. That's what happened when I read this. The turkey is on an island countertop, okay? Let me see. Island countertop. Island. Okay? Now, she has seen Palawan, which is what we call it, an island in the Philippines where we're going to have our training. So while Lisa was having the turkey vision, suddenly, I want to show you the next one. Suddenly, oh, I didn't pull it up. This is another vision Lisa had. Oh, that's not it. I apologize. I was going to try to have it ready. Suddenly, everything went dark. This is from her vision from October 2014. Her grounds, let's see if I can find it there we go. Okay, somewhere in here, she saw everything grow dark while she was having the turkey vision. Okay, there we go. While she was having it, she gasped and said, and it was dark, and she said she heard something like a spouse talking to another spouse, and she saw the bride landing on their feet on the training grounds, which again we know is in heaven, or in Palawan. Could the part where she saw everything go dark point to the 3 days of darkness coming up, possibly around Thanksgiving in the United States? Now, I also had a dream about landing on my feet. In this dream, this is posted on the Palawan blog on my website, I was falling from the sky and I knew I was going to die. I even felt sick while falling and asked God to take me early, like he does sometimes during NDEs. And this goes on to explain a little bit more about Palawan. So I had a confirmation about this dream. I didn't know anything that there was a place called Skull Island. I didn't know anything about the movie King Kong being made, but it was being made, and that's points as a confirmation to Palawan being a training ground. Now, I'm going to put links of all of these things in the description box so you can track them on your own. Another description is that Paula Marie had I think it was a dream, and she called it the place of holding. It might have been a vision. It might be something that the Lord explained to her, okay? But she put that in a video. This is very important. It doesn't even have that many views, but to me this points to everything that happens to the bride before the rapture. And sometimes God gives things to people that don't even understand it, but we know to post it, to explain it, and then others find it as confirmation. And we know a general order of events that happen before the 3 days of darkness. I can't imagine the United States, for example, continuing a football season after the earthquake, which comes before the 3 days of darkness, splits the country, right? So we have this prophecy from John Paul Jackson that the NFL postpones all games until an answer is found. Now, when I read this, I don't read that there is a nuclear bombing set off at a stadium. I believe that, now there could be a bomb, not nuclear, but I believe there could. In fact, I know people have had visions and dreams of bombs in stadiums. So it's possible something will happen right now in the next couple months, because it is football season in the United States. Preseason games have started. And this is when John Paul Jackson has talked about this. So the NFL wouldn't have a need to postpone a game in April because there are no games in April. But they do right now because the games have started until the Super Bowl finishes it. Probably early February. That's been, I haven't looked though, so forgive me if I'm wrong. Now, John Paul also felt that we here in the United States is going to have some kind of huge, I didn't get that pulled up either, some kind of huge hurricane or a major storm of incredible force on the West Coast that comes before the coming earthquake in California. California has an earthquake first that changes the layout of the United States. And it's hurricane season now here in the United States. It's football season. So some things John Paul Jackson have seen are together. Again, I will put his video where he says that. It's just a couple minutes in the description box. Okay, so now some more confirmation of some of these things are in Penny, Nostrum Woman, in her videos. She's got a playlist called the October Crisis, and she's got 4 or 5 videos specifically pointing to that I've looked at. Even part 2 talks about a Super Bowl, talks about football dreams. And then she talks about Halloween as well. We All Scream is what that video is called. Now I want to wrap this up because, oh, one more thing about Nostrum Woman. I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong. She does have a video also called After Thanksgiving, Everything Changes. And I'm thinking that was a word she heard. So you might try to find that as well. Okay, so it's time to watch what's happening in Israel. The peace proposal possibly being spoken of is September 25th is the start of it all. And again, this is the only information I can find on that as of today. And it's a Palestinian media source, so I don't know. But let's pay attention for that. Now we want to watch, if that actually happens, that's something to watch for, is war to increase around Israel, even verbal warfare. The United States will have an immense storm on the West Coast. California will experience an earthquake that changes the shape of the United States. The calamities, the suddenlies. And if you read my dailies, you'll saw that a couple days ago God said to me, people are going to say, what's happening? What's happening? Those comments are going to grow, and then missiles from Libya will strike Israel. That war begins. The sky is going to change colors, and the United States is going to split open. And we have one more clue about this timing from Barb at 278 Pike Lake. And this is from her November 13th, long time ago, her message that says, a great earthquake is coming to your land. Your government will try to help, but only be able to help a small number. No food, no water, no electricity will be commonplace, and to add insult to injury, it is going to be cold, freezing cold. I have said this in several videos because I've not seen this anywhere else. I've only seen it here, and it's cold starting in October in the United States. It can be freezing cold. It can be snowing in Indiana on Halloween. So it's cold in October, period. So the next stop is the United States and Trump's speech. I don't know. See, I do have, in fact, pull that up right here. I have this website marked that gives you all the speeches done in the White House. And I'm going to put that link, if I can remember, I'll put that link in the description box as well. And that is, let me show you real quick, whitehouse.gov briefings statements. Okay. The United States or the United Nations and Trump's speech. I don't know about you, but I'm going to try my very best to listen to that live. My daughter's going to be in chemotherapy that day, so we'll see. But if the peace speech comes to pass, it'll be historic both on earth and in heaven. I feel something will be triggered that day, like a timer. So whatever you do, keep watching Israel.